Okay, so this is a continuation of the IUCN list. Okay, so this is the Philippines Red List. Yeah, so facts and figures about biodiversity in the Philippines. So the Philippines is home to 5% of the world's flora and fauna and ranks fifth worldwide in terms of number of plant species. So obviously ganun karami or ganun ka diverse ang mga species, both flora and fauna na makikita dito sa Pilipinas. The country ranks fourth worldwide in bird endemism. The Philippines is home to over 700 threatened species, making it one of the world's most important conservation sites. Because ganun nga kadami ang mga threatened species na makikita dito sa Philippines. And that's why it's imperative that this sites be or this uh, sabihin na natin environment, ecology be truly conserved and preserved. So the National List of Threatened Animals was created in 2004 and comprises 42 land mammal species, 127 bird species, 24 reptile species, and 14 amphibian species. The Philippines has at least 3,214 fish species, with roughly 121 being indigenous and 76 being threatened. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources issued an administrative order in 2007 that produced a nationwide list of threatened plant species, showing that 99 species are critically endangered, 187 endangered, 176 vulnerable, and 64 threatened. Okay, causes of species endangerment in the Philippines. So, species endangerment and extinction is a complex phenomenon with many interwoven causes. So, these are the main ones. Exotic pet trade, pagbebenta ng mga exotic animals to serve as pets. Endangered species are often captured by poachers looking to profit from the lucrative trade in exotic pets. Many don't even make it to their prospective owners but instead die in transit. Di ba? Uh, when in fact we should be preserving, conserving these animals para hindi sila ma-extinct. Ang ginagawa, binibenta sila dahil nga magaganda silang, sabihin na natin, maganda sila as pets. Baga big deal na big time ka kapag may ganito kang pet. Kaso, most of them nga, hindi na nga nakakarating doon sa owner dahil namamatay na sa pag-transport sa kanila from one place to another. Kasi you are removing them from their natural ecosystem. Tapos i-cage mo sila, ibabiyahe mo sila through barko siguro, most likely. Siyempre, baka hindi nila kayanin yung biyahe. Yan, exotic pet trade. Another is hunting and overfishing. Many endangered species are pushed to the edge of extinction because they're hunted for their meat. In some cases, locals confuse the endangered species with a more common one. For example, getting the endangered Philippine freshwater crocodile mixed up with the much more common saltwater crocodile. Ocean environments are damaged when fishermen use dynamite in an attempt to increase their catch. Yun yung mga dynamite fishing. Papasabog na lang para makakuha ng mas madaming isda. Mas madami silang mahuli. Then we have deforestation and agricultural land clearing. Deforestation leads to the extinction of animals and plants on a massive scale as the animals lose their habitat and protective cover. Forests and meadows are cleared to make way for the growing of crops such as rice. Then another one is climate change. So climate change will have long-term consequences for species as expected changes in temperature, rainfall, and seasonality will cause shifts in tree species distribution and therefore their habitat. There may also be changes in migration patterns and more natural disasters such as typhoons. Underwater, rising water temperatures cause coral bleaching, affecting both coral reefs and the species who rely on them as a habitat. So, yan ang effect ng climate change. Nag-iiba ang temperature at kapag nag-iba ang temperature, maapektuhan nga yan yung seasonality, yung rainfall, and others. Kaya nahihirapan both the animals and plants to strive. And then pollution. Plastic pollution is a major contributor to the decline in species in the Philippines. Plastics end up in the ocean where they are eaten by birds and sea creatures, causing injury and death. Okay. There are 9 endangered species in the Philippines. Number one is the Philippine eagle, sometimes known as the monkey-eating eagle. It is the country's national bird and is one of many endemic species in the Philippines. It has a brown and white feather pattern and a bushy crest and is thought to be one of the world's largest and most powerful birds. Deforestation, mining, and pollution are all major risks to the Philippine eagle's survival. So in 1990, the Philippine eagle was added to the red list of critically endangered wildlife created by the IUCN. There are only a few of these eagles left in the world. For the past 56 years, their global population has been steadily falling. Various laws have been created to protect the Philippine eagle, but they have been poorly enforced, resulting in the eagle's continuous decline. Natural parks such as Mount Apo and Mount Katinglad have natural reserves and other protected areas. The captive breeding of these eagles is overseen by the Philippine Eagle Center in Davao on the island of Mindanao. Kaya doon sila makikita, Davao. Another one is the Tamaraw. So the Tamaraw, sometimes known as the dwarf forest buffalo, is an animal found only in the Philippines, specifically on the island of Mindoro. During the 1900s, these endemic beasts roamed freely across Mindoro's wide expanse, but as man began to develop and populate the island, the Tamaraw population began to fall when Mindoro was attacked by the Rinder pest or cow epidemic in the 1930s. Their numbers plummeted. So may parang COVID din sa kanila, may pandemic din sa kanila. Okay, na sila lang yung tinatamaan, yung mga animals lang. Then the Tamaraws were also victims of illegal hunting and animal flesh trade among Mindoro residents. These indigenous beasts were on the verge of extinction by the 1960s. In 1969, it was thought that less than 100 animals remained, placing the Tamaraw on the IUCN's critically endangered list. 5,000 hectares of Mount Iglit Baco in Mindoro were turned into a national park to provide a safe haven for tamaraws in order to encourage their conservation and protection. These unique beasts are free to roam and procreate in their native habitat. After successful conservation efforts, there are around 480 tamaraws in the wild today. So from less than 100 to around 480, maybe more sa panahon ngayon. Na-improve nila and na-preserve nila yung kanilang lahi. Then we have the Philippine crocodile. The IUCN has classified the Philippine freshwater crocodile or Mindoro crocodile as critically endangered. The decline of the Philippine freshwater crocodile has been attributed to illicit hunting and dynamite fishing. Siyempre, pag nag-dynamite fishing ka, hindi mo naman na mapipili kung sino yung tatamaan, di ba? Siyempre, yung iba, ibang natatamaan, crocodiles. The Philippine crocodile's greatest threat is the enormous clearance of rainforest that serve as the crocodile's natural home. So, clear siya. Ibig sabihin, inaalis yung mga puno. Kini-clear, pinapatag nga siya. The woodlands are being cleared to make way for farming. Another threat comes from local people who hunt the crocodiles illegally. Locals need to be educated about the differences between the small freshwater Philippine freshwater crocodile and the larger saltwater crocodiles that live in the same area. Locals frequently hunt the smaller, endangered native crocodile species without recognizing the consequences. Number 4, Walden's hornbill. So Walden's hornbill is native to the Philippine islands of Panay and Negros. There are also small flocks in Zamboanga del Norte, Mindanao. Excessive hunting and illegal logging have resulted in the extinction of the species in the Negros and Guimaras provinces. As a result, it has been added to the IUCN list of critically endangered species. The number 5 is the net coral. The number of net corals is in decline. Due to this population trend, it has been classified as an endangered species by the IUCN. The variety of coral has been targeted in the aquarium trade as its appearance making it a desirable addition to a tank. Maganda kasi. In addition to being extracted and used in aquariums, net corals are also vulnerable to coral bleaching. Net corals are strongly reactive to the bleaching phenomenon, making them a species that is likely to go extinct soon. And then number 6 is the Visayan warty pig. The IUCN lists the Visayan warty pig as a critically endangered species in the Philippines. The pig, which was once common throughout the central Philippines, is now only found on 2 islands, Panay Island and Negros Island. Although it has not been proved, there may still be a small herd on Masbate Island. Illegal hunting and logging, as well as agricultural land destruction, contributed to the Visayan warty pig's extinction on Cebu. To meet the region's increased need for crops, the animal's natural habitats were converted into rice fields. The species is now bred in captivity in small numbers. Although they are extremely rare, some still exist in the wild, which explains why little is known about the mammal's natural habits. Number 7, sikat to, tarsier. These primates are found on the islands of Samar, Leyte, Bohol, and Mindanao, as well as a handful of smaller islands like Dinagat and Basilan. Tarsiers are a tourism mascot in Bohol, but there is little regulation surrounding this practice. Many tarsiers are exhibited in deplorable conditions at roadside attraction. Pinaparada sila. Okay. Given the difficulty of keeping tarsiers alive in captivity, mortality is high among these creatures. When they die, replacements are seized from the wild. Deforestation and increased typhoons due to climate change also pose a threat to wild tarsiers. Yan yung tarsier ha, huwag kayong palito, hindi yan turtle. Philippine forest turtle, number 8. The Philippines is home to 5 of 7 sea turtle species in the world. All 5 of these species are threatened and listed as endangered. The Philippine forest turtle, sought by collectors for its uniqueness, continues to face a major threat from the illicit pet trade. In 2015, a single bust in Palawan uncovered nearly 4,000 turtles. And then, number 9 is the Negros bleeding heart. This pigeon is only found on the islands of Negros and Panay and is on the IUCN's list of critically endangered Philippine pigeon species. They are ground feeders, which means they hunt on the ground and are easy prey for poachers, and always move in couples or flocks. The bleeding heart population is declining due to continuing deforestation, excessive hunting, and the illegal exotic pet trade.